There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There are a lot of young people speaking their minds. Only they don't seem to be getting so much resistance. Not from behind. Point to what I'm saying, what I'm talking about is we're in a new beginning on this planet in a big way. It's really difficult how to begin going about talking about this, because the whole point to this, what lies in our future, what we are on the cusp of now, about to cross the threshold, all of that, it doesn't speak to a partisanship or any bias at all. It speaks to understanding the harmony there is in contrast. That has been dismissed. Harmony and contrast is a vision of utopia. It can be easily brushed off that way when you define utopia as unreachable. I don't want to start this out by bashing anything. Because again, in the end, you'll learn. There's a value in Big Pharma. That's not an open-ended statement. But do I want anything to do with Big Pharma? No. Nor any of the big corporations. I believe in the people. And I believe the Supreme Court got it wrong when they decided that corporations were people. I always understood the Constitution to have been written specifically contrary to that. Not to digress, but medicine treats symptoms. What people tend to miss is that medicine treats symptoms while our body is healing itself. Big Pharma can continue to come up in this because they've invested resources into making us believe what that they are the key to our good health and longevity and happiness. Taking their medicines, seeking their regular medical attention after all these thousands of years. There is a 3-phase story to our human evolution. We'll get into that at some point. Maybe in this video. We'll see. I wonder if I look like a greenhorn to y'all. All right, so the future. There's something happening all around this great nation and this great planet. There are people who somehow are discovering the power within, the power to heal one's self, from the inside all the way through to the outside even. They're learning how to do this through, let's call it energy manipulation. It's very basic and simple. Scientific fact. Energy is in everything. It comes in waves, which are varied in size and frequency. Colors, shapes, taste, sound. They're all varying grades of frequencies of waves of energy. We're human. And we have this knowledge of this. A knowledge of our very essence. In a way that will be able to be manipulated far more vastly than any other entity of mass energies. Give it a tree, a rock, a wolf. Saturday is February 1st, and I, by the way, will be quitting smoking cigarettes. So, back to the energy thing. What's happening is pretty crazy because there's no profit for this. I think one of the key elements, to simply put it, of being able to wield this energy is you must believe. I reckon there's some faith being employed in that. There's no profit of this stuff, though. Where are people getting this from? It's actually been going on for some time, decades upon decades. It's actually been going on since as the stories go, the beginnings of humanity. At some point, it is believed that by many, that at some point in our history, in our ancient pre-Egypt days, even, that we understood that there was a manipulatable energy source within certain effects around us, certain plants, certain animals, certain stones. At some point, we lost our way from that. Things got very one-sided. Whatever the side it was, at the place and time you were standing in, it was one-sided. We're about to be coming out of that sooner than many of us think. Today, and this has been growing with more intense frequency as time goes, over the course of, I'm going to throw an intuitive dart and say, "60 years. I believe it was underground, by those practicing, rich or poor. Today, it is no longer underground. People are becoming woke. Woke ain't just a white man understanding the value of a black man. Oh. Woke is understanding that any man is just another vibe in the universe. And if you love and appreciate that vibe, that vibe's going to love and appreciate you back. Culture throws the term woke around a lot, and that's fine. I've been there myself. But today, woke means something a little more. Woke means understanding the connection with humanity, the universe, the planet we're on, whatever's on the other side of that universe, and our relation to all of it, our personal relation to all of it. All right. I don't know if this has been ear-catching to any of you, thought-provoking, whatever's have you, or if it's just been plain old boring. But I'm going to leave you with this little bit here. We're going to call this energy healing, energy health. There are people all over steadily, readily, consistently, and proactively practicing the modalities of energy health and healing. They're all over the place. I don't have to tell none of you what to search, how to find. No, y'all know that. Y'all know that stuff. I'm telling you, they're everywhere. If you ain't even close to being woke, then it may not have touched your radar. There's so many squirrels running around out here that if it's not something that we're already into, we may not see it. But, hey, I'm into music, so when it comes across as a musical thing, yeah, I'm on it. But we're going to call it energy healing. Look it up. The cool part is, a little real tidbit that I want to leave you with is, there are people who have been intuitively intelligent enough to earn degrees, sometimes extensive degrees, like college degrees, and have had wonderful careers in accounting, marketing, sales, medical industry, nurses, doctors, and have practiced in their career solid 20 years, I might say on average. Maybe somewhere between 15, 20 years on average. And then have put all that behind them and have now opened a practice of energy healing. I think they mostly tend to call it holistic healing. It's probably a more palatable term to the masses. Holistic healing. They've all been working really hard at it for decades now. And they're just now finally, in this last decade, have been slowly beginning to earn a spot at the table, or well, let's just say at the floor, on the floor, but at the table of where all the doctors and that of the medical field are, which is all driven by Big Pharma. But finally getting the recognition they're due. Thing is, the point to that, these people are intelligent. They were intuitively intelligent to begin with, to know what to go after to become successful at. Called to them and become educated at it. With an alphabet soup all in the name and stuff now. They invested in that schooling. Probably still paying them student loans off now. As jacked as the students get in college with that. But then they go in and they invest all this time in a good long career. Many of them raise families. And then at some point, in the middle of it all, they go, hey, you know what? I have got to do this. They go and they learn everything that is available to be learned about this stuff. And the funny thing is once you start learning it, and you really learning it, there's really only even so far you have to go with continuing education with this stuff. It's already inside us all. Some of y'all are going to get woke. Yeah. This is a growing thing. This is getting big. And it's not getting big in the shadows anymore either. It's way out there. The rest of the world is so distracted with what is the norm that this stuff gets pushed by the wayside. So I'm going to throw something at you here, because I know a lot of you are thinking right now. You watch a lot of Marvel movies, Marvel comic movies. And I can be a sucker for the action and the special effects. But I've always said that the government understands that if you don't want the public to believe it, put it on the silver screen. They'll dismiss it. They won't let their kids believe it even. It's in a movie. Make sure you add enough special effects and lack of reality. Alright. I'm going to leave you all with that. Take it or leave it. But I'm going to continue to do this. It's going to get better and better. The plot's going to thicken. Watch. Peace. Love.